Okay, so everybody, let's get to the point when I was talking about Nokia and Subaru in 2021. Now, this is a very, good video because back then, I had a lot of support, a lot of obvious support, a lot of obvious fans alongside the same year where the Demon Slayer movie came out, to where I actually did, a good course of kids WB, with Vanessa. But it's actually, quite essential for you to understand that Nokia and Subaru were the prime point and the pinnacle of 2021, okay? Because what they were was there about life goal and enthusiasm. Literally, so if life dragged on, it proved to be something gay, but, something monumentum. What I mean by that is that I was going to be the orange character, Nokia, all right? And, it's just like the phone. And, it's just like, the concept I have with Auntie Lisa, which she had both the phone and the actual car that was Subaru, all right? Now, one thing I love about the cast and the most primary, similarities is Timon and Pumbaa, all right? These two characters are so cool. They could have had this side spin-off series, and this video is all about them and all about my preparation. Okay, now what happened? Essentially, throughout all these 6 years was, I have to say something. I got murked, and she told me to go back to school, but there was more to that. There was way more to that because what happened is I understood that the society they trapped me was that they trapped me in was not inspirational, all right? It was a society for criminals for crime, all right? And what ends up happening, right, is what I'm going to tell you. Literally, it started with Lunatics on Leash, with the purple run, back when, Stone was suicidal, all right? And, prior to that, also a big part of 2021 is I had, evidence of him trying to rape my woman, a jacket, that I threw away. But, my Indian therapist, gets no support. And, that's one thing that I flew to play against. Guess what also happened in 2021? I killed a gangster with the same mentality. I'm going to make all these specific statements. I'm going to do this is that instead of recognizing that you're a man, that you're a dad, that has a kid, that you're physically stronger, okay? Now, the reason why that pertains is that's a part of the dictionary for this video. You want to know why? Because 2021 was all my nods as an adult, which is why Bayside is based off of the best cartoon anime reviewer, Mr. Enter, all right? The mysterious Mr. Enter, all right? And what happened was today, I just looked up his MLP review, alongside where Ashley, died, if you don't know what MLP is, that's a short acronym for My Little Pony. And that's a big part, because guess what also happened? Akira Toriyama, creator of DBZ, died. A lot of monumental figures died. Some people say that, the creator of DBZ was chasing Katie too much on the dance floor. Another, part of me says that he was using a piece of his skin and he was playing people like making a pussy wet. But we all knew that Sean had mental problems in the company. As much as I want to, rep, this orange character, Sean Shimmer, the voice actor of Goku, had mental problems in the company, alright? Now, it was no fucking biggie because, back in the day, me, Rando, this here Rando, me and Chris used to share the same gang, alright? Now, this is very important. So let's get on to literally Nokia. A little side, trinket about him. First off, literally, he's based off me, where I have all the girls after I dodged the bullet, after I went to a convention, okay? Because what Nokia is he's my mistake that I made with Sabo, but how I transformed literally and ultimately came over a mystic concept. That's why there was two sides of Nokia throughout the whole movie, and one of them was straightforward, all right? The straightforward one was the one that makes a punch sign, okay? So that's the main point about Nokia. He makes a straightforward punch sign, but sometimes some of his jokes are based off, things that are based off of actually working out, Another big thing, that I knew about the continuity, me as a grown-ass man, knew that his character design was big for the Mexican bitches, in Chicago, all right? Now, with that being said, okay, let's actually, get to the prime aspect of this video. Nokia and Subaru Lily were the prime of really the work I used to do back when I used to have not just 2021, but through all the 2022s, and threes, because after 3, it went down to a low-tone society, all right? Now, within that, all right, I had, a tool, in order to boost Nokia, not boost mobile, boost Nokia over time, all right? And that tool is Zara. Who is Zara, a.k.a. Milk Tea? So if you don't know, literally me as a grown-ass man, I had two girls. I had, Layla, a.k.a. Leji and Nance, and I also had, Leela, not Lilo and Stitch, but one was fine and one was alright. And you have to understand, I lowered my standards as an adult. And as an adult, what I did was I made the one who was more ugly Zara, and I made the other one, closer and edgy. And what Layla actually means when I grow up, because I got her when I was 25, is I can get a girlfriend Jiro, and she's one to me like Brie, alright? That is 2021, people, alright? Now, in doing so, okay, this was really, really serious because I became a punk nose kid. So don't think I don't know what the outside of Randall is. Literally, throughout my 28, 29, even 30 at some points with my MEPs, was, this kid looks like he knows everything. He's rich, he's really, really smart. That's because you white people are disrespectful. You let things drag on to a point where I become Martin Luther King. You expect me not to know everything, especially algorithm in the hood. Now, let's go on to the actual real point of this video. There's a 3-part series for Nokia and Subaru, because at first it's just them fucking around. So let's get to, the differences between Nokia and Subaru. So, Subaru was how Sabo came at me at that battle, alright? That's why he has a deep voice. That's why he's just like Snoop Dogg. And another, part of me that was excited, for 2021 was Sabo having his own Snoop Dogg character, because he has to go through a Snoop Dogg phase in order to present it, alright? And he was blue. And so, I was making jokes like a big bad Subaru. So if you don't know, they're based off of Lightning and Thunder for the Teen Titans episode, specifically episode 4. That's like Blackfire, episode 2, everything I already knew, alright? Now, with that being said, the reason why I can't, perm my hair, correctly was because, they're trying to prove a point, alright? Now, with that all being said, the reason why this is such a good movie is because literally you imagine literally what Beta is doing, literally what Chichigo is doing, literally what Alika is doing, because you want to understand that, this movie involved everyone, and that was another thing. I waited for producers. That was my goal in the hood, literally, to make the beats, wait for producers, because some of the things I need help on, especially Brick House Bandit, an anime movie where Yugi Moto dance with your uncle, literally, you definitely need producers fucking help for that. Same thing with Bayside. Bayside is a whole fucking dictionary and everything about the world combined, and you're not doing it by yourself, alright? So, we have all these multi-dimensional things, so, I just plan for 3 things. Nokia, literally, him eventually fighting Zaf, literally, at the end, Nokia's gonna win, and this, and that, alright? Now, keep that up in the air, but that's also what makes me a grown-ass man. I leave it up to you to decide who you think's gonna win the movie. Literally, the one who learned from the rap battle, the one who's fucking orange, or the one, literally, that second command is always doing deep shit like Snoop Dogg, alright? That's why I got fucked in the hood, because you want this fantasy, from Naruto fucking happen. Literally, I'm letting you know right now. Literally, Sonny already fucking said who the winner was, alright? Now, if I don't get physical validation, literally, you get found, recognized for yourself, literally, whether it's through a bullet or whether it's through the hood, alright? So the whole point of Bayside is that it's a documentary, and it's, telling people to stay in school, alright? Now, not only did I post how I made the designs out there, I made the designs defining from a journey, alright? So, that's what happened where a cop came over. Literally, when I made, the orange, and yellow design, he's like, somebody has to teach you that, all right? Now, let's go on to the pinnacle, all right? So, then you have to understand that people are obsessed with that. They think that Sabo can win. That's because he has a deep-ass fucking voice, all right? Now, I already told you how I feel about the video. I may not be able to say it, I may not, all right? But, what happens is that, literally, he makes a point that outweighs mine. It's just like the battle, literally. He makes a point that's just as funny as mine, that's aimed in a different direction, especially when I hit on Brie, alright? One of our, most famous, lines, literally, with Brie, because Brie is a good-ass fighter who's very skilled in Bayaki City. Literally, he's like, Nokia, why you flirting with underage girls? This, and that. That's one of them, alright? Alright? And also, a political thing happened, where you used to watch slice of life anime, like a made anime, like, Blendish, card capture, anything that's, not Dragon Ball Z, but, hinted towards it, but putting yourself in a taekwondo position, slice of life anime used to be in the martial arts system, but my uncle, neutralized it to nothing. So guess what the slice of life anime was that actually made, based on the movie, Baka and Test? It was Baka and Test, Summon the Beast, alright? Literally, that was the martial arts position, okay? Now, it was Baka and Test, and it was the 2 twins from Teen Titans, Lightning and Thunder, which made the characters Nokia and Subaru, alright? Literally, and I had, one line, it's colder than Siberia in here. There was a whole bunch of things. I imagined him fighting death, but then who he fights everybody throughout the movie. What Nokia is he's a mixture between everything connected to Dragon Ball Z and learning from Mystic Nature, which is why, literally, Sabo comes up second in command. Now, let's get to, the prime factor of this video. The reason why I'm heavy on Subaru, the reason why, I'm not feeling the Reddit too much, this season, is the fact that Zara, Milk Tea, was supposed to be a third character about her tasting on so fucking funny, the reality show. Literally, I'm like, say it through Samurai Jack, make your voice squeaky. Literally, just snap. And, if you don't know Brisket, Brie, a character with the head PlayStation symbol that was based on Naruto, literally has a squeaky voice like, goodbye, you have to go in and out. You have to understand that, literally, so you had to be as strong as me in order to do it. Said that dodge as much bullets as me, and me and her had to have the same amount of hand-to-hand combat. And Uncle Thomas worked out to Eris, just stop fucking yelling, okay? So it's not fucking cool. It's not fucking cool that you have a whole fucking anime firm and mental health still does their own shit, So, I tied with it a little bit. Mental health really has to get their own crimes, has to get their own shit really in order to get with me, all right? Because what you do is you allow common sense to be passed up and you want to stick in your own shit with the law, which doesn't happen in New Martin Luther King, buddy. I'm sorry. It's really, really treacherous. I mean, really, so what happens is really Nokia hits on Zara and asks Subaru not to know, so Subaru hints towards it. Literally, and he tells them to be mature, which is a big aspect of the characters. This video does not need to be more impactful because you see how literally I'm calm, I'm delivering it. That's the whole point, all right? So the main point is that another pivotal to the movie, because first it's just, Nokia and Subaru capping, but then when Zara comes around, literally it brings a new three-way dynamic, literally to a point with Flair fucking Nokia. Literally, who's this guy who's just like Zack Storm over and over and over again, all right? Literally, you just can't do that. Literally, Biz, he's introducing to the family. I swear. Literally, there was this thing, with ant holes where we got Mirage, literally, the sea was automatically, be the weeder, it's crazy, literally, and that was all 2021, literally, I was getting away with saying things, oh, bring it on, bitch, literally acting like a guy who was fat and skinny, like a slab video. It's not funny at all, literally, you fucking took the obvious, thing, and you act like a year wasn't fucking big, and you had to beat, probably, big all day, not like Mr. B beat the cartoon, but still, you have to understand that, literally. So we're from Nokia to Zara to all the way to everybody, including Zofio being in that movie. I know this video is sexy as fuck. Literally. Supremely. I don't know, bruh. I think I'm 2 or 2. But still, it's really nothing to be fucked with, literally. So don't fuck with me, literally, after I play sports, after I was the Blue Lock people, don't act like I wasn't ready to support Zara. Yeah. So where's Timothy coming to play? When it's not just my son Timothy, when it's Celeste, literally all the people coming to play. Especially since I saw, Dawn Frost literally doing her fucking thing. When there's another Dawn Frost, literally, probably another universe somehow, literally with no mask off like Future, alright? There is a thing called multiverse theory, and the government will prove a point after I stuck my boy Max in, literally through multiverse theory, through my boy Geek the 101, over and over and over again, alright? So do you want to play off shit like that, or do you want to play off common sense? Because I did common sense first, and then I went overload after I read a whole Justice League of Funimation, alright? That was a whole mirage. So I'm going to tell you, literally, right now, epic foreshadowing, that's going to be a part of the next video that's going to come up that everybody's waiting for. What is that called? Okay, alright? I don't have a gap in between my teeth for nothing, and that's what they say. Oh, Eris, you don't have perfect structure, perfect form. I told you for 1,000 times, I don't have perfect teeth, alright? Now, that's up to you. But I'm just telling you, literally fucking Nokia was sexy, Nokia was fucking Frieza, literally Nokia was all over my fucking mom, and you let her be in charge of too much fucking shit. So I'm asking literally for a fair fight, not just fucking confirm my anime, but take me out of this, low-tone society, to stop things from actually being passionate and sneaking fucking racism in the law. I can't stand it, alright? It's inferior when you confirm something, but literally it is superior when you try to prove a point for a retard, okay? And a retard is the exact opposite of Bayside. I'm out, people.